This is the Erin Cruz Show. Politics for the people and by the people. With your host, Erin Cruz.
For many of you, even those people outside of the state of California, you may already be aware that there is a hot race going on, and it's not for president, it's not for senator or for U.S. House of Representatives or even for the assembly here in the state of California. It is for the CAGOP chairmanship and vice chairmanship. It is a hot race. As for those people who may not be aware, there were several people running. And in fact, one of the individuals who is running, his last name is Hadley, he's a former assemblyman, he's backed out. And that leaves a couple of runners who are running a hard race for this top ticket seat in our California GOP. Who are they? What have they done? How can they serve you? Sit back. We'll tell you right after this. Who are those key players for the CAGOP chairmanship? Well, the first person we're going to talk about tonight is Stephen Frank. He is a political and human rights activist. He runs the website, and it's very interesting. I'm going to tell you a little bit more. He runs that website, California Political News and Views. It's called capoliticalreview.com, and he's actually a frequent radio guest, on talk shows and what have you. Pretty much he's a commentary speaker, but he's a patriot. He's a veteran. That's something that I think a lot of people here in California want to see represented right now. At least that's the temperature gauge that I'm kind of seeing out there. Is they want to know that the person who's running and wins the chairmanship and is going to basically be in charge of one of the largest arms of our California bodies and political bodies to influence our Republican tickets and party structure here in the state. They want to make sure that this person is plugged in, is a true patriot, and sees the will of the people as being a priority. Because in many times in past, it's either been about fundraising or it's been about political posturing, party games, party politics. This is politics. Politics are people. As you know, my talk, politics are people. It is true. But there has to be a human element, something that I believe will bring in a lot of people to the party because they know that the party platform is them. It represents them. It represents their voice. So this human element that resonates many times is a veteran. Now, Stephen Frank, he served in Vietnam in the 1st Infantry Division. I don't see very much more on here. I'm going to go ahead and pull up his website and read it to you because I think it's important to know about who is going to potentially be the head of our political body here. Unfortunately, as I'm looking here right now, we don't edit here on the Erin Cruz Show, so I'm giving you what I see. It says in 2014 that this website welcomes Stephen Frank as senior contributing editor. We are proud to incorporate Steve's California political news and views as a special section of California Political Review. Now, I don't see much more on that. That is a concern. Let me go ahead and look up his bio. Stephen Frank. Now, mind you, I want to let all of you know today that we have reached out and asked all of these individuals who are running to be on the Erin Cruz Show. It's my understanding that our team reached out, and I'm not sure that we heard back because we would like to hear from him, especially because California is dear to our heart. Now, I'm pulling up something very interesting. Pulling up something interesting here. Hold on to your seats. Hold on to your seats. Now, this is posted by Stephen Frank. This is pretty much a summary. This is from flashreport.org. It's a blog. It was posted 12/7, so that's not that long ago. I'm going to read this to you because this is important. It says November 6 election results in California were a disaster no matter what way you look at it. For Republicans, it reaffirmed that we are on the wrong track. No. Republicans, the party is a strong party platform. What we have to recognize, I believe, as Republicans, is that there are many people who've done the walkaway movement, come over to the Republican side, and they're influencing our party, and not necessarily representative of what our platform is. We aren't on a wrong track. Unfortunately, the party has taken us to the point where maybe they aren't following the platform, and then the people can't support the party who are involved in the party because, well, they don't feel like they're being supported, so they don't want to put money in. They're hesitant on getting really involved, and we've lost actionable individuals who can help us get this state back on track. Digress. Let's go back to reading this. That our messaging is severely amiss. That part I will agree with. But we have to stick to the platform. Back to reading this. For California, generally, their choice has been whittled down to a single party. A party that does not resemble anything the Founding Fathers would recognize. Democrats now hold every statewide constructional office and a super majority, not a typo, in the Assembly and State Senate, and we, the Republican Party, need to undertake a critical analysis of how we operate, critical triage of just what it is that needs to be addressed. Without understanding where we are and how we came to be in this situation, 2020 will be a further decline of our once great CRP, if that is even conceivable. We need new leadership and a new direction, but first we must agree that we should go back to the basics. I agree with the basics of the party platform. Yes? I mean, I know I say yes a lot. I can hear this woman ringing in my ear. Erin, you say yes a lot. Yes, I say yes a lot, but it's true. We do need to get back to the basics. And yes, no, it doesn't say that, and I'll get back to reading. And my platform provides this. Amongst other issues, my Back to the Basics plan addresses 1. Voter registration. He wants to see increased votership. 2. Get out the vote. 3. Communication. Now, everybody knows me. I'm not elaborating on each piece because I told you where I got this article. I'll post it down below for you. But everybody needs to get on board that I believe that communication is key in getting this state back on track. And I'm going to read what he says on communication because I think it's important. Very important, especially as it relates to growing our party and bringing people in and nurturing them, growing them up, and helping them be active in our state and across the nation. So he says communication is a key component of the plan to register voters, to earn votes for our candidates. I give dozens of speeches each year all over California from San Diego to Humboldt, and I've been doing this for more than 20 years. I publish the California Political News and Views 6 days a week, which I began in 1996, and many of you hear me each week on numerous talk radio shows around the state. As a party, we need to promote our values and our principles to the general public, not just GOP groups. That I agree with. Communicating this is my view. Communication needs to happen outside of the party. We need to communicate inside the party. It's just like church. We need to communicate inside the church. We need to communicate inside the GOP. We have to reach out to the communities and get them involved. Show them that we care because we do care. But how are we going to transform things? By impacting our communities, by interacting, by growing the party. How do we do that? We have to reach outside of where we're currently at. So that's what he had to say basically on communication. I'm going to go on. He talks about permanent coalitions. He talks about strengthening county committees. He talks about re-energizing volunteer clubs. That one is huge because the arms of the Republican Party are vital to communication, to getting out that message to different groups across the state that are not just in GOP rooms, lunch hours, breakfasts, and things like that. That's vital. And then he goes on to say, an expansion of all these ideas can be found in my Back to the Basics plan. Cooperation between stakeholders with no one stakeholders controlling the other is paramount if we're to turn our party in California around. We need all the parties, including donors, legislators, and the grassroots, to work together. I agree with that. The current model has failed us. I disagree with that. The people who are following the platform have failed the party and the platform. We have to get back to the basics and take action, be stronger at communicating, enact the platform, take action with outside of our groups. Yes, 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 yes. So I think that he goes on here to say the current model has failed us, and we must develop a comprehensive plan if we are to encourage our donors to come on board again. If the donors saw that the people were being supported and the people were supporting the platform and the party because they believed that the party and the platform were supporting them, the donors would come back. Really, the donors are the people. Politics are people. I'm not sure how hard that is to grasp, but let's go back to what he says. As with any investment opportunity, those investing need to be able to see how their investment is going to reap the rewards they expect. My Back to the Basic plan provides this roadmap. We need solutions, not just a recitation of the problems. We need a chair that is ready, available to all members, and he gives his email address. So if you want to learn more about Stephen Frank, please email him, he says, right here. His email address is stephenfrank@sbcglobal.net. That's STEPHENFRANK at sbcglobal.net. And he gives his cell phone number. Novel idea. That I like. So his cell phone number, and it's right here on this public page, which we will be sharing, is 805-795-1271. I will return your call. I love that. You know what? Actually, I didn't see this when I asked our volunteers to reach out to him and do an interview with him. So I think what we'll do is we will give him a call and we will see if he calls back. Yes, love to have him on the show, and we would love to have him speak to all of you because this is important. This is vital, is to know who our party chairman could potentially be, know how to get a hold of him, and know what he might do for the people when he serves as chair. Now, you, me, others may not be able to vote in this election. This election is a party election, and these individuals are selected by delegates. Delegates of who? Delegates of individuals within the party who've asked for these individuals to be representative, okay? If you want to be a delegate, you need to contact somebody in your local party or your chair, talk to your chair of your local committee, talk to them. You know, build relationships with the people in your communities that are in the GOP and see if there's somebody who has a delegation that they would like for you, you to have the opportunity to be able to participate in that fashion so you can vote for CAGOP chair. Bigger than that, build the relationships because you may not be able to get in as a delegate this go around. The next go around, do you want to play that role, play that part? You can. So back to Stephen Frank. So it gives his phone number, which I love. And then he goes on further. It says, want a chair for all Republicans? Please vote for me. Steve Frank, open the California Republican Party to all delegates. It goes on. This is a great website. It says, Stephen Frank is the only candidate for California Republican Party chair that has been active in the CRP. He has been elected to the board of directors by the delegates, served several times on the executive committee, and 4 times as parliamentarian. He's the only candidate to serve on CRP committee, such as resolutions, rules, and resolutions. It's important that the party chairman knows what the rules are. I got that. Steve has also served as the state chair of the Girl Scouts Councils of California, the LA Travelers Aid Society, and numerous community groups. Starting in 1960, walking precincts for Nixon, office manager for Goldwater headquarters, working with Youth for Reagan in 1966, to being deputy political director of Simon for governor in 2002, strategist for Jones for Senate, and coalitions director for Giuliani for president. Steve has been active. Since 1996, he has published the California Political News and View. Married 46 years, he has 2 daughters and 5 grandchildren. Please take a look at this link. I'm going to drop that down right here. Read more about Stephen Frank and whether or not you'd like to see him supported as the CAGOP chairman. Also, please talk with your committees, GOP committees, and get involved. Let them know what you think, who you, after all of this, and after you do your own research, don't rely on me. Look at the data, go do the background work, do the legwork, don't find rumors, don't hear things. Verify, trust but verify. And then go talk to your local committees and let them know who you would like to see appointed as CAGOP chair. All right, we're going to get on to our next CAGOP candidate next, right after this.
First we were afraid, we were petrified, kept thinking we could never outlive the commie tide. Then Donald Trump stepped up to lead, to right the many wrongs. Now we'd be free, we'd be safe and we'd be strong. We knew the hacks from outer spaces would spin their lies to you and me with that mad look upon their faces. And we knew it was a crock, they didn't want us to be free. All their minions follow blindly, they are simply crazy. Go, 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 go. Walk out the door. Walk out the door. Did you think we'd crumble? Did you think we'd lay down and die? Oh, no, not we. We will thrive. Oh, as long as Trump is president, we know we'll all be fine. And all who stand with him will help us all to win. We can thrive. We can thrive. Yeah. Bring your dad, bring your neighbor and Uncle Tad. Get out and vote. Go on now, vote. Get out and vote. Turn it around now. Let's see the Super Mega Show. Bring your granny, bring your dad, bring your neighbor and Uncle Tad. Get out and vote. Let's ride.
Well, we are back. We are going to talk about our next CAGOP chairman candidate. Who is that? Travis Allen. If you're not aware of who Travis Allen is, think back to the gubernatorial election just, a month ago? Gosh, time flies, right? A month and a half, 2 months ago, almost. Travis Allen ran for governor in 2018. He was also a sitting assemblyman for the state of California twice over, that I've seen here on his website. He has an overall conservative voting record, and I'd like to say that again, an overall conservative voting record in a hostile, progressive left on steroids state assembly in Sacramento. Gosh, what, 2017? And 2016, I see 2017, he has a 98 and 99% voting record, conservative voting record. I'm going to say that again. He has a 98 and a 99%, respectively, conservative voting record in the California State Assembly. He's a conservative. I've had arguments about that with individuals who've come to me to discuss this chairmanship situation. His record, his voting record in the assembly, shows evidence that he votes for conservative principles, conservative values up and down the board. 98, 99% conservative voting record. According to, now I'm going to tell you this, according to these individuals right here. Take a look. Now, you just saw the the California Republican Assembly. I was going to say the conservative California Republican Assembly. And that's true. They are conservatives, and as a matter of fact, they put it on where these potential candidates or potential electeds might stand or have stood in terms of their conservatism and how the voters could expect to vote on these particular individuals. And in Travis Allen's case, as we can see right there from the information I showed you, he is a conservative in terms of his voting record in his terms as an assemblyman here in that hostile Sacramento. Now, I keep repeating this because I really want you to grasp how difficult that might be and what that means. Now, for those of you who know me, Erin Cruz for U.S. Senate, I ran for U.S. Senate. I went to the California Republican Assembly, and I did go for their endorsement. Travis Allen won their endorsement for governor for the state of California just this last year. I did not get their endorsement. However, I got a unanimous support for nomination for endorsement. What more could you ask for by their board? Now, when it went to the floor, their individuals there took 3 rounds. 3 rounds. I actually had a majority vote, but it wasn't enough to get their endorsement. So what did they do? They decided to vote again, and then vote again to push me out. What are you going to do? That's their delegation, and they decided to do what they do. I don't agree with it. I believe that the room was divided, and they should have let it stand. No matter their operations, myself personally, as I view it, the board, their principles that they measure you on, the way they look at what a candidate or a potential candidate has to offer or what their record is as an elected, they look at those principles. They look at the value system. They look at the details, the character. And in that unanimous nomination, that's what they looked at. The people there voted how they vote, just like those people up at the CAGOP are going to vote how they vote. We have to make sure that we impress upon these individuals that are in these rooms to make the vote that you want to see. Because the CAGOP delegation, they're going up there and they're voting basically. When they do this, they're basically making a decision for the whole of the state of California Republican Party. So, this is vital. You understand that Travis Allen, they measured him and his particular elected state and his votes while assemblyman. They measured that on their scale of conservatism. And he had a 98-99% conservative voting record. That's how he actually voted when he was in office. Say that 5 times, but I want to impress that upon you. Records matter. Now, what I'd like to do is have you hear from Travis Allen himself what this CHGOP chairmanship position means to him and his bid to you for his run for CAGOP chair.
Hi, my name is Travis Allen, and today I'm announcing that I'm running to be your next California Republican Party chairman. California Republicans deserve a strong Republican Party, a Republican Party that stands for our values, our ideals, and yes, supports our Republican president. For too long, the California Republican establishment has told us that we must look more like Democrats in order to be elected in the state of California. This sort of backwards thinking has lost seats and races across the state to where today the Republican Party is at the lowest point it's been since the 1880s. It is time that we rebuild the Republican Party from the ground up, by Republicans, for Republicans. A California Republican Party that doesn't represent the needs of special interests or even career politicians. California Republicans stand for the needs of ordinary Californians, just like me and just like you. That's why, as your next party chairman, I am introducing the California 100,000. This is a program where 100,000 Californians will donate $10 a month to do more Republican voter registration in the state of California and rebuild our party from the ground up. This is our state. This is the state of Ronald Reagan. We are California Republicans, and it's about time we take back California.
Isn't he spirited? I mean, talk about energy and charisma, but can't run on charisma alone, and we need to know what he's going to do. So weigh that voting record, take a look at his website, which I'm going to go ahead and give to you now again, is Join Travis Allen, www.jointravisallen.com. That's join, Join, Travis, Travis, Allen, Allen.com. Take a look at his website, read about his background, and I will also put below the California Republican Assembly link to the data I provided you. Take a look. Does he match up to what you want to see representing you in the CAGOP as chairman? Then make your voice heard to your local committees. All right. We're going to go ahead and give you just a few minute break, and we're going to hear about our third candidate for CAGOP chair when we get back. Well, we are back with our third candidate for CAGOP chair. Now, we don't like identity politics, and everybody's saying, there's a woman running, there's a woman running. Okay, there's a woman running. But here's the deal. We do have a woman running for CAGOP chair. We are equalists here at the Erin Cruz Show, and we look to people to providing data as to why they should be elected or what makes them the best candidate for CAGOP chair, as if I can talk. CAGOP chair. Jessica Patterson is the next candidate for CAGOP chair, and I'm going to go ahead and read about her. Jessica Patterson is CEO of California Trailblazers. Previously, Patterson served as a statewide field director for Meg Whitman for governor, California Victory Director in 2010 and 2012 with the California Republican Party, as well as Nevada Victory Director at the Republican National Committee. So she's involved. I think it's important, if you will, to go ahead and take a look a little bit deeper, though. I'm going to read information from California Trailblazers. This is the organization which she is CEO of. Please be patient with me. I'll provide the link here for you to check it out yourself and do your homework. But I'm going to go ahead and read this real quick to you, okay? So Jessica Patterson, and actually it says Jessica Milan Patterson, is a wife, a mother, and a political professional, CEO of California Trailblazers. Jessica recruits and trains candidates throughout California to run for California state legislature. Jessica has served the California Republican Party, Republican National Committee, statewide national candidates for over a decade. Did that read okay? Or am I reading wrong? Yes? No. Wrong? I don't know. Let's take a look even deeper. She is well known for her get things done, no nonsense style. Let's read that again. She is well known for her get things done, no nonsense style. Committed to her cause and clients, she maintains strong friendships with political allies and rivals alike. Blessed with many talents, Jessica is highly regarded for her experience and expertise running ground games and the organizing floor operations. Well, there you have it. That's Jessica Patterson. I'm going to go ahead and give you this link right below. Take a look. You dig up and look at her background and see if that aligns with where you stand as a Californian and what you want to see done here within the state. The one thing that I find interesting on California Trailblazers on her bio, though, is that they don't talk about what her cause is. What is her cause? The Republican Party platform, liberty, freedom, What is that cause? I would like to know a lot more about what she stands for, what she wants to see. So we will go ahead and try to reach out again and possibly have her here on the Erin Cruz show so she can share with you what you can expect from her as potentially your next CAGOP party chair. It's important. We need to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. Anybody can say anything, but really, we want to see how these individuals talk, how they address, what invokes emotion within them, and not just the data points, but are they real? Are they going to be approachable? Are they representation that we want to see in the CAGOP, reaching out to the people, not just the people in the rooms, not just the donors, but those people that we want to be involved in politics but don't know how to get started. Bring them in. Are they going to be that person? So we're going to go ahead and invite her again on the show. And I can't wait to hopefully have her on so she can share with you all about herself, her background, and what she would be to you as CAGOP chair. So sit back and relax. I'm going to go ahead and take a really quick break. Take a look at this next video from Real TT 2020. He's always shaking it up, rocking and rolling, and giving us some content about Trump 2020 and the issues of today. So sit back, enjoy, relax, and we will be back with the vice chair candidates just after reaching. Reaching out to the people, not just the people in the rooms, not just the donors, but those people that we want to be involved in politics but don't know how to get started. Bring them in. Are they going to be that person? So we're going to go ahead and invite her again on the show, and I can't wait to hopefully have her on so she can share with you all about herself, her background, and what she would be to you as CAGOP chair. So sit back and relax. I'm going to go ahead and take a really quick break. Take a look at this next video from Real TT 2020. He's always shaking it up, rocking and rolling, and giving us some content about Trump 2020 and the issues of today. So sit back, enjoy, relax, and we will be back. The vice chair background. I know there is information on her Facebook page, which I will put here for you, but you're going to have to do a little bit of research. But this endorsement is important. Why? Because of who is endorsing her. Now, I don't always necessarily say that endorsements are tellers because, well, everybody's wanting to get on the winning ticket. But here's the deal. This particular endorsement has weight with it, and many might agree with me. I will read from the website, Facebook, where Corin Rankin for CAGOP Vice Chair puts, major endorsement alert. I am honored and humbled to have received the endorsement of Harmeet Dillon. Okay? I'm honored. What was that? I am honored and humbled to have received the endorsement of Harmeet Dillon, our national committee woman and prior CAGOP vice chair. Thank you for placing your confidence in me during my first term as vice chair. I vow to visit every county central committee and earn the support of my fellow Republicans. As your full-time vice chair, I will work hard to unite, rebuild, and grow our party. Thank you for your support. Now, I'll read the endorsement. I endorse Corin Rankin for Vice Chair of the California Republican Party. I've known Corin for many years. We worked together on the San Mateo County Republican Central Committee and on law enforcement, legal, and public policy matters when she chaired her professional trade organization. I know Corin can raise money, and more importantly, she knows how to